everyone, I'm Sarah and welcome back to my crochet channel. Today's video is Friday Fun Day. I call this Friday Fun with Sarah. Now what we've done this week is we started a mini crochet along. We did step number 1 on Monday. We did step number 2 on Wednesday. And today for Friday Fun, we're going to finish up our crochet along. And then I'm going to add another little extra element to make it fun. And so what we did was, on Monday we did the red and white striped pennant. On Wednesday we did the blue and white pennant. And then today we're going to put all these pennants or triangles together, and then we're also going to add a star. This bunting is perfect for any of the patriotic holidays. 4th of July, Memorial Day, Veterans Day, any day you want to celebrate something patriotic. Now, this is an American flag bunting. But do you know, even if you don't want to make it American flag, you can do this in any colors that you want to. Just change up the colors. Have a lot of fun. Maybe even make it for your state or country. Whatever your flag looks like, or maybe the colors from your flag. Or just make it for any colors for a birthday party or any celebration. It's super easy, and I think you're really going to enjoy finishing it up today. So, if you would like to have the complete pattern for this crochet along, I'll put that down in the notes underneath this video, as well as parts 1 and part 2 video links. For part 1, we did the 3 red and white striped triangles or pennants. For part 2 or step 2, we did the 3 blue and white pennants or triangles. Today we're going to make the gold trim all the way around, and I'm also going to show you how to make the star. We're actually going to do the star first so we can add it on when we do the trim. Let's recap what we needed for supplies. We're using bulky number 5 yarns today, and you need blue, gold, red, and white to make it patriotic. And if you're going to make 2 buntings, you're going to need about 2 ounces of each of the 4 colors. We're stitching with our K-hook, which is a 6.50 millimeter crochet hook. You'll need a pair of scissors, and you'll need a needle. And make sure it has a big enough eye to get that bulky 5 yarn through it, just for weaving in ends. I have my gold yarn because we're going to make the star so that we can add it on as we put the trim on our triangles. All right, so we're going to begin with a slip knot. And we're going to chain 5 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to join this into a circle, so we'll put the tail of yarn over our hook and pull it through. And then we'll just snug that down. If you prefer to use the magic circle here, you certainly can. I just prefer this method. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to put our hook in, pull up a loop, and chain 2. 1, 2. Now we're going to place 9 half double crochets in this circle. Our chain 2 counts as 1, and we're going to stitch 9 more, so we have a total of 10. Yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, and go through all 3 of those loops. And you'll notice I am stitching over my tail of yarn. That way I can close that hole up when I'm done. Alrighty, let's see how many I've completed. Our chain 2 counts as 1, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I need 1 more, so I have a total of 10. Our chain 2 counted as 1, and I stitched 9 more. I'm going to join to that chain 2 with a slip stitch, and then I'm going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to place a slip stitch in the second chain from the hook. So we'll go in, pull up a loop, and then pull that loop through the loop on our hook. Then in the next chain, we're going to stitch a single crochet. In the next chain, we're going to stitch a half double crochet. And then that last chain, we're going to stitch a double crochet. We'll skip the next stitch, we'll slip stitch in the next stitch and chain 5. And then we'll repeat that. Slip stitch in the second chain from the hook, single crochet in the next, half double crochet in the next chain, and then double crochet in the next. We'll skip the next stitch and then slip stitch in the next and chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll repeat what we did on these two 3 more times. I repeated that 3 more times. I'm going to skip the next stitch and slip stitch in the last stitch. And cut my yarn. And I'm giving myself just a little bit more of a tail. I'm going to weave that to the back, so I'll pull that loop to the back. All right, then I'm going to grab my needle and weave in the center. I want to make sure that hole is closed up on the front. There we go. And we'll just weave that in. And again, I know I've already mentioned this before on the other videos, but when you're weaving in a yarn that's just a little bit thicker, it can be a little more challenging. And so you want to make sure you get in between those fibers when you're weaving in, and that's going to help it hold a little bit more secure. Good hard pull and clip. And now we just need to weave in this other end so it's nice and secure and going to stay put. Again, go through those fibers of the yarn so it stays put. And there is our star. Now I have noticed that the edges like to curl in a little bit, and if you want to block this, you can put this on your blocking board, spritz it with a little water, and let it dry. Now it's time to put them all together with our gold yarn. And this is the layout that I'm using. Blue, red and white, blue, and then the star, the stripe red and white, blue, and then the stripe red and white. That way the star is centered in the middle. Now you can do several stars if you want to. You could add one in between each of your pennants, or you could put another one on each end. I'm just going to do the one. I like it. I think it's a nice pop of gold to go along with the trim. So we're going to begin with our gold yarn. We're going to make our slip knot and chain 12 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now we're going to start over here and grab our first red and white striped. We're going to go right in that first stitch and stitch a single crochet. We're going to chain 1, skip the next, and single crochet in the next. Chain 1, skip the next, single crochet in the next. And we'll do this across the top of our pennant. This brings me to my last stitch. I'll single crochet, and this is the way it looks. And then chain 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So we've got the trim and the tie on our first pennant. Now I'll pick up the blue one. I'll go right in that first stitch and do exactly what we did on the red and white one. Single crochet, chain 1, skip 1, single crochet, chain 1, skip 1, single crochet, chain 1, skip 1, and repeat this all the way across. And I'll stitch in that last one. And again, chain 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now, this gives you about 5 inches in between each of your pennants or each of your triangle buntings. Now, if you want them closer together, you can chain less. If you'd like them farther apart, you can chain more. Just make sure you do the same amount of chains in between each of your pieces. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do the next red and white one. Single crochet in the first stitch, chain 1, skip 1, and repeat all the way across. There we go. Now we're going to add the star here. If you don't want to add the star, just go ahead and chain 12. But because I want to put the star sort of in the center, I'm going to do it just a little bit different. So we're going to go ahead and chain 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right. Now we're going to grab that star and we're just going to single crochet in the very top of that star. Now we'll chain 12 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And of course, I do need to block that star a little bit to make it nice and sharp. All right, so now we have the 3 pieces of our bunting on this side and then our star. And then you'll just repeat that on these last 3 pieces of your bunting. So I repeated on these 3 what we did over here. And here's my last one. And we just end with chaining 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And then we just tie off. And I like to put a knot right in the end of both ends, right where the end of the chain and the yarn meets. And there's 2 reasons I do that. One, it helps it not come undone, but it also gives you a spot that you can put that little nail or tack right at that knot, and that's going to stay put. If you hang it on a hook, you can hook that hook right in there, and that knot's going to hold it and keep it from coming undone. All right, and so that is our American flag bunting with an added star. So wasn't that fun? And you can see I have it hanging up there. It looks beautiful. Here's the other one because I made 2. And I'm going to go down and put these in my garden because I think they'll be beautiful hanging up on my wooden railing in my container garden. And I'll take a picture of that and show you. It's going to be so cute. Now, next Friday, we're going to do something called rings. And there are some rings that you're going to need. All right. You can use steel or metal rings. You can use plastic rings. I purchased both of these. Put that up there so you can see it. I purchased both of these at Hobby Lobby. You can see they were not very expensive. Both of them were $2.99. You're going to need at least, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these or more. One thing to remember is that the plastic will be more lightweight than the metal. And what we're going to be making with these is it's not Olympic rings because we don't want to use the word Olympics because that's a copyrighted name, but we're going to be making some ring necklaces. And remember that when choosing whether you want to get the metal or the plastic, and they need to be about 1 inch across. 1-inch rings, metal or plastic. And that's for next Friday's Friday Fun Day. And I hope I'll see you there. Bye-bye.